Breaking news coming in the last couple of minutes or so. It has been reported by PW Insider that former WWE superstar, former WWE champion, and current contracted All Elite Wrestling wrestler CM Punk was backstage today at Monday Night Raw in Chicago, Illinois. He did see Triple H and was eventually asked to leave at the request of WWE Executive Chairman Vince McMahon. I'm not joking. We've got to get into this. Hey guys, welcome back to Wrestling News 365. Hope everyone is doing very well. As always, there are plenty of news stories to get into in the world of World Wrestling Entertainment. And just when you thought the news was slowing down in WWE, we've got an announcement, a huge announcement by Triple H tonight on Monday Night Raw. Speculation that could be involved with a new championship being introduced into WWE or a new championship design being added into WWE. Vince McMahon isn't at the show, but is reportedly making major changes to the script for tonight's episode of Raw. I was going to wait and see what happened with Raw tonight before I covered that in the morning, but I had to make another video because in the last couple of minutes, legitimately, I had to read this story about 3 or 4 times to check it was accurate, to check it was real, to check it was actually dated as today, but it's being reported by Mike Johnson from PW Insider that CM Punk, yes, Phil Brooks, former WWE champion, former AEW world champion, current contracted AEW star CM Punk, the star of the upcoming AEW Collision show that's coming soon, Saturday nights, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m., centering CM Punk as its top star on TNT, was backstage today at a WWE event, backstage at a Monday Night Raw taping for the first time since he walked out of the company at a Raw taping in January of 2014. This is absolutely stunning news. Now, as I mentioned, this comes from Mike Johnson from PW Insider, who is reporting former WWE and current AEW star CM Punk was backstage for a bit at tonight's Monday Night Raw taping. PWInsider.com has confirmed the news. Now, tonight's taping is being held in his hometown of Chicago, Rosemont, Illinois, which is right outside of Chicago, at the Allstate Arena. Of course, it's a very famous arena, particularly when it comes to CM Punk's career. It's the same venue where CM Punk famously, infamously, whatever you want to call it, defeated John Cena for the WWE Championship at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view in 2011. He then walked out with the WWE Championship, blew a kiss to Vince McMahon, and then returned a few weeks later and had that match at SummerSlam. But it's one of the most memorable and certainly newsworthy and noteworthy events of CM Punk's career, probably this highlight of his WWE career, certainly when it comes to one match, one night, the storyline, all that kind of stuff. Now, extra details are also being reported about Punk's visits. Now, there's no word, according to this report, as to who CM Punk was there visiting, but PW Insider has heard from several WWE sources, and they're saying that CM Punk did briefly see Paul Triple H Levesque. Now, that's very, very significant. CM Punk and Triple H, they've had their issues for years. Triple H was in CM Punk's final meeting in WWE. It was him, it was Paul Levesque, it was Vince McMahon. CM Punk, Triple H, Vince McMahon. That's when CM Punk had his blow up and he said to Triple H that he resented him for not putting him over in 2011. Of course, Triple H defeated him at Night of Champions in 2011 when CM Punk, in his own words, was white hot. CM Punk was meant to be feuding with Triple H when he walked out of WWE in 2014. He was meant to face Triple H at WrestleMania 30. Then in that documentary of The Ultimate Warrior, when Warrior's meeting Triple H in his office at Titan Towers in Stamford, Connecticut, you see the poster of the Royal Rumble, which CM Punk was front and center of. His face was covered up by a post-it note, and it had been reported last year when obviously the brawl-out situation happened, and some people were wondering if CM Punk was going to be leaving AEW, if he could go back to WWE. It was reported at the time that whilst Triple H's stance had kind of softened a little bit, he really wanted nothing to do with CM Punk, and even less to do with Phil Brooks. Now, again, we don't know a lot of the context about the interaction with CM Punk and Paul Levesque. All that they're saying is he briefly saw him. We don't know if it was a meeting. We don't know if it was just to shake the hands. Hi, how are you? They haven't seen each other for what? Nearly a decade at this point. 9 years since CM Punk walked out of the company in 2014. But he saw him tonight backstage at the Rosemont Horizon in Chicago, Illinois. It's crazy. And again, this would be the first time that Paul Levesque and CM Punk would have met in person since the day CM Punk walked out in Cleveland of the WWE in 2014. Now, again, according to the report too, Punk also met with several other WWE talents, but he was eventually asked to exit the arena. Now, according to one WWE source that PW Insider is quoting here, they believed it may be due to a bit of concern from WWE's part that he's under contract to another company, and PW Insider have been told by the same source that it was reportedly a Vince McMahon call that he leave the venue, and that when he was asked, CM Punk immediately said his goodbyes and he left the building. So that's a massive story. That's a huge story. Of course, Vince McMahon isn't backstage tonight in the Rosemont Horizon at Raw. He has been making major changes to the script. We'll get to that in just a second. But reportedly, it wasn't a Triple H call. It wasn't a Paul Levesque call. It was a Vince McMahon call. So seemingly, clearly, word had got back to Vince McMahon, hey, Phil Brooks is here. Yes, CM Punk, the same guy that walked out of WWE nearly a decade ago, he's backstage, he's visiting people. The same CM Punk that's currently under contract to AEW. The same CM Punk that apparently Warner Bros. Discovery have been told by All Elite Wrestling he's coming back soon. What AEW's reaction to this is going to be, what Tony Khan's reaction to this is going to be absolutely staggering. Now, some people, the conspiracy theory people, might say, hey, you know what? It's all part of CM Punk's game. It's all part of CM Punk showing that he's got friends in WWE. He's not afraid to go to a WWE event, gets the internet talking, and when CM Punk comes out on AEW television, June 17 on TNT at the United Center in Chicago, Illinois, it makes it even bigger. I don't know. Certainly, again, it's absolutely just incredible stuff. And at the time of recording this, news is still coming through. So if you see me sort of trying to sort of scan the screen, it's because this is, again, absolutely incredible stuff. Absolutely incredible. Now, Sean Ross Sapp has just tweeted again at the time of recording here saying WWE talent have heard what PW Insider reported, that CM Punk was briefly backstage at Raw like this tonight in Chicago at the time of recording, and there's going to be more details coming out about this, but it's absolutely staggering. Again, I thought the biggest story of the evening was going to be these changes that have come to the Raw script today. So again, it's also been reported by PW Insider that Vince McMahon, whilst he's not at Raw this evening, whilst he's once again remote in, believe it's probably Stanford, Connecticut, or his office or his home, wherever it may be, he has reportedly been putting major changes on this show. Now, this is the first time he's really made major changes to a Raw script since the post-WrestleMania 39 edition of Raw, where Vince McMahon took control of the creative for the show backstage, leading to massive changes throughout the course of the broadcast. Since then, McMahon has been working remotely for both Raw and SmackDown, overseeing creative, but making minor changes, nothing significant. As previously reported, this had led to bubbling paranoia among WWE talent in regard to the executive chairman's return to the company, while PW Insider, again, a big night for Mike Johnson over at pwinsider.com, is saying that there have been some major changes to the script for tonight's edition of Raw, and it was made remotely by Vince McMahon himself. The report notes that multiple sources have indicated there is some talent unhappiness due to the last-minute nature of the changes. It's not at the level as it was a few weeks ago of the Raw after WrestleMania, but it certainly is bubbling at this point. It's not the case of the script being ripped up whilst it was on the air and people getting multiple run sheets and Seth Rollins going to the ring and not having any idea what his promo is and then just sort of singing to the crowd and then leaving and then being frustrated. It's not at that level yet, but there have been major changes again. But that's not even the major story. The major story is certainly now when it comes to CM Punk being backstage at a WWE Raw event, a WWE Raw taping for the first time in close to a decade. And again, that would be significant in itself if CM Punk was a free agent. But the fact that CM Punk's return to AEW has all but been confirmed recently with this, there's a show being centered around him. AEW Collision. AEW is generating north of $50 million from Warner Bros. Discovery for this Collision show, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Saturday nights on TNT. CM Punk's front and center. They've got their own brand split going on, and now one of their crown jewels is backstage at the company, which he despises. Remember what CM Punk said when he made his AEW debut at Rampage, the first dance. He said that he left professional wrestling when he signed with WWE, and now he was back. Well, CM Punk is still in the pro wrestling universe, but he was backstage at a sports entertainment show certainly this evening or today. And again, it's absolutely incredible. And at the time of recording, as I mentioned, we're still sort of hearing more about this, more that's going on backstage, and it is absolutely incredible that this is a story. It was one of these ones where I had to sort of double take it when I saw it. Brian Alvarez now has tweeted, quotes, CM Punk did in fact show up backstage at Raw and was eventually asked to leave by security. Again, was this a stunt? Was this... I don't know. I really don't know. As I mentioned, we're just getting the information through right now. We'll have a ton more information for you tomorrow morning. But certainly it's a developing story and a really, really shocking story. CM Punk backstage at Monday Night Raw. If you had that on your bingo card this year, a WWE sale, merging with the UFC, Vince McMahon returning, CM Punk returning to AEW. Oh, and by the way, CM Punk's going to be backstage during a Monday Night Raw taping as well in Chicago. Absolutely incredible stuff. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Be sure to smash a like on the like button. Be sure to subscribe bottom right hand corner. This is a developing story. We'll be all over it. So I'll speak for you again very, very soon.
Hey guys, thank you for watching, listening, streaming, or however you come across this video today. Be sure to click on the video on the right there to watch our next video, or click the bottom there to subscribe, or the bottom right hand corner. Thank you very much, and I'll speak to you again very soon.